Hi Jamberry lovers, I am Amy and I am here to show you how to apply your jams. Alright, I have everything that you will be needing here. I have my jams already cut up, as you can see here. I have my handy dandy heater, love this thing. Yes, a blow dryer does work also, but I just find that the heater is just so convenient because it's hands-free. I can let it sit there. It is so quiet. You guys won't even hear it running as I am making this video. I have this base coat, the strengthening base coat. My handy dandy tweezers. I have a glass file. Then I have a normal file. And really anyone works. That's just some extra. I have my scissor that I had used to cut out my jams. Also, maybe some of you may find a little tiny scissor that works better, but either or works just fine. So that's what I did. Here is what a sheet of jams looks like. Okay, you see the two bigger ones here. Those are for pedicures mainly, but unless you have really big nails like me, wide, I end up using this one, how they say you're supposed to use it on your toe, for my thumb. And then I use the rest for my fingers. But then it works out because then I can use some of the smaller ones that I don't use for my fingers. I can use those for my little toes. So it still works out really well. I already went ahead and I cut out the jams. This is just an example that I am going to be needing. This is how I like to cut mine out. I don't like to just take the jam and cut it. I like to actually cut out. Again, this is how I like it and how I prefer. The jam that I am going to be applying today is called Gobble Gobble because it is almost Thanksgiving. You can see these wonderful, gorgeous wraps. I'm so in love with these. And because I always love an accent nail, and again, this is how I am applying apple cider, or no, I'm sorry, pumpkin spice. This was apple cider. Gorgeous. This is pumpkin spice, one of my favorite wraps. Okay, they're all my favorite, but out of all the wraps that I've had, I really love this one. So I'm going to put this one on. Again, I had used the others over Halloween. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get started. I had already prepped my nails. Nail prep is huge. It is vital. I can't even say enough about it. If your nails are not prepped properly, your jams won't last as long. I kind of learned that the hard way. The first time I applied jams, I didn't really care much about the prep. Yeah, it didn't work so well. They still lasted, but it really wasn't that terribly long. So what I did is I had removed my previous jams. Naked nails. Sad. I filed my nails just a little bit, just kind of give it a little buff. I then pushed back my cuticles using an orange wood stick. Very important. Do you know you have invisible cuticles? True story. So you really need to make sure, see like all in here, you push that back gently. Now don't be hurting yourself. Just gently make sure you're pushing it back. Especially all up in here too, okay? Make sure you really get that. All push back on all of your nails. Because if the jams are applied at all to any part of your skin or your cuticles, it breaks that tight seal and then it comes off quicker. I also, again, applied my strengthening base coat because I had acrylics on my nails for years. I don't even know how many years. As far as I can remember in high school, and now I'm 29 for the like fourth time. But I have had acrylics on for that long, so my nails never were able to get strong or have that strong base to it. I finally, thanks to Jamberry, took off my acrylics. I figured, why am I doing this? Why am I spending $50 to $60 every 2 weeks to get the same kind of manicure that I can get for about $3? I also don't have to worry about bringing my kids to a daycare or worrying about sneaking out without hubby knowing, that type of deal. So this is what I'm doing, but because of the acrylics, and you ladies know who have worn acrylics, how weak it makes your nails, and it literally makes the nail paper thin. And so my nail was literally coming off in layers. So this strengthening base coat did wonders because not only then would the jam stick to this and not my layer of nail, because I had jams lifting just because the layer of nail was lifting. But now it's also making my nails really strong now, which is amazing. And I like my nails short. That is why mine are short, because I do way too much with my hands, and I'm a teacher and I'm into everything. So my nails are short. So what we're going to do is, to get started, I have already picked out the jams that work for me. I actually have a little cheat sheet that I wrote down what number, because I count it as number 1, number 2, 3, 4, all the way to 9. So I know then for my thumbnail, I use number 2 wrap. And for my pointer, I use number 6. But if you don't know what size of nail you are, or what size it would fit well, take a piece of tape. Put it right over your nail, just like that. Okay, smooth out. Then you will take a pen, marker, whatever, trace along the outside of your cuticle. Okay, you see that? Then I can take this tape off. Now I have a template. Now I can go to the back of my wraps, front, back, and I can find out which wrap would work the best. And then I can even stick it right on there, and see, number 2 works perfect. You do always want to decide on the air of smaller. If it's close, you're like, ooh, let me look at this one or look at this one. Go with the smaller size, because then don't fear that tiny little bit of gap you're going to see. You may think, oh my gosh, that's huge. It's really not. Again, you want to make sure it is not touching your cuticle or the side of your fingers at all. Okay, so moving on. What we're going to do, first of all, making sure that my thumb is all prepped and ready to go. I also did wash my hands very well with some Dawn soap, or some soap I actually made myself, to make sure I get all the grease and the whatever particles off of my nails. I am taking a Jamberry prep wipe, but you can use an alcohol wipe. Get really cheap, a whole box of hundreds at Walmart for a couple bucks. Or just take a bottle of alcohol and cotton swab, whatever, Q-tip, and just rub really well to ensure that all and any debris or oils or whatever shaved off nail particles are off, okay? Perfect. Now, here's what we're going to do. I am going to take my tweezer and my stick of gold, basically. We call this a Jamberry because this is wonderful. It is a rubber cuticle pusher. Amazing. All right. So I'm going to start. Heat up just a second. I'm going to take my tweezer. Okay. Make sure you can see this. I'm going to heat this up. It really only takes a few seconds, just so you can kind of see it start to curl a little bit. If you kind of see that, then very carefully place it on my nail, like so. I take my rubber cuticle pusher, and I push down really hard all those edges. Get at all those air bubbles, any gaps. Okay. I put it to the heater again, heat it up a little bit more, and then I pull down the side. Pull down the side. So you can see it has created that good seal. You can kind of see that. Okay? All right, so now we're taking this one. Again, same process. I carefully peel it off, give it a little heat for a few seconds. Lay it down. Make sure it's not touching the cuticle of my finger. Giving lots of pressure. That'll ensure all bubbles come out. Heat it up again. See if I can maybe get a little bit closer next time so you guys can see. And just pull it down. Okay, next one. These wraps, the different materials do require a little bit different of time of heating. You'll notice like these that have the satin finish really don't take that long at all with a matte finish to heat up and be ready. But you will notice here when I do my accent nail, it's that metallic material, and it will take a little bit longer to heat up. I mean, I'm not saying like minutes. I'm talking like half a second or maybe, like 1 more second or something like that. Not that big of a deal. Again, I'm pulling down, down. You can try kind of get all that angle. Okay. And then here. Okay. Yeah, stuck to me. See? Like I'm talking like half a second. See? Isn't this as wonderful, guys? Ah, love it. Eee, look at how cute that is. Okay. Almost done. I love it. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to trim them up. Make sure I get all the bubbles out of here. So, either with your small scissor or the big scissor. The small scissor I have right now isn't the sharpest. I'm just using my big scissor. Normally I would take my small scissor and just give it a little trim. A little bit more coarse of a file. Now, what you do about, what is this, like 45-degree angle, something like that, 90-degree angle. Can you see? I'm just going down, just down. I'm moving my skin out of the way so I don't file my skin. And just going down. And you see it's kind of coming apart there? Just down. So then you get this to the extra to come off, just like that. Easy. Now, what I like to do then, to ensure that my wrap has a good seal and it's going to stay on, I take my file and go more of a 45-degree angle and just do it a little bit, nothing too crazy. Okay? Because what I'm trying to do is get a tiny little bit of, I don't know if it'll focus, a little bit of nail showing on the top. Then, the trick, a glass file. Take it and then just go back right over it on that 45-degree angle. This will make that edge nice and smooth, and it'll make sure your wraps have that great seal on the end. How cute is that? Love it. See? Perfect. You see? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, cute. So it's that simple. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. Other than that, I will talk to you soon, ladies. Bye.